underwater paradise a plastic nightmare.
Experts say that we have until 2030 to avoid catastrophe.
Aggressive increase in deforestation.
Increase of CO2 emissions last year.
What we've done is harm the environment, and we're finding the acceleration of environmental degradation. Hemp is one of these ways to partially remedy some of the environmental problems that exist in our time. When you look at industrial hemp, the different options that are available are many. There's everything from sustainable building materials, hemp fibers, plastics, especially to replace single-use nutritional supplements. And I think if you look at the research, there's everything from 25,000 to 50,000 products that are potential alternatives which could be made from industrial hemp. In the United States, I think there's some short-sightedness with a lot of industrial hemp people looking just to make money off of CBD without actually looking at all the other options available through industrial hemp.
The problem was people don't know the industrial hemp. And some police guys also think this, but we have never had a problem. But you know, when you are open and you are not secrets, we make a book, all the fields we have. So the police know exactly when they see a field, they call us, is this your field or not? So that's how you start.
The federal farm bill allows states to regulate certain things. We are allowed to legalize the growing of hemp.
Out of all 50 states, there were 47 states in this union that already allow CBD or hemp products to be used in one form or another. We're one of the last 3 states.
Idaho has a reputation of a zero tolerance policy on marijuana and THC, and our law defines illegality in terms of the amount of THC. So if hemp has any THC in it, it's illegal under Idaho law.
I cannot believe the misinformation that has been put out by some of our prosecutors and law enforcement in this state. We have got 2 different plants here, and one can get you high and one genetically cannot get you high.
The plant itself is called Cannabis sativa L. In general terms, it's called marijuana if the THC concentration is greater than 0.3%. If the THC concentration is less than 0.3%, then it's referred to as hemp.
Another course I teach is about industrial hemp in the Netherlands. I took a number of students and we visited a number of different farms, and we also visited manufacturers. So the purpose of the course was to educate ourselves on different strategies and different cultivation techniques in Holland to try to understand their practices, but also understand how the discourse is different in Holland, where they look at industrial hemp not necessarily for hemp-derived CBD products, but for hemp-derived sustainable building materials.
I was a farmer. I started farming in 1980. In the hemp since 1995. This was the first building we made. This building is also totally out of hemp. Floors, walls, roof, everything. It was the first, and we make now 6 at the moment, and this year we will make 20, I think. We are first looking to breathable houses, using less ventilation, because when we keep closed all the windows and doors, we get out the heat. The heat don't come in. And in the winter, the cold doesn't come in. So the house is not only the hemp. There's wood in it. There's windows in it. There's plaster in it. There's so all the other costs are also in it. But at the end, it is cheaper. Because the houses we build now, they have zero energy cost. These people have zero energy cost. 90% of our products go to the automotive industry. We sell a part to insulation market for houses. There's something going on in the bioplastics. Hempflix did a little bit in the bioplastics, or they had a line.
If you look at the processing of hemp, because we have one raw material and then a lot of products. Normally you mix some raw materials and you get one or two products. We do it the upside down version. Construction, to make blocks, panels, and gardening. The fibers are refined more into technical grade fibers for automotive construction, injection molding, all these applications. Textile grade, which should be completely clean, a little bit more refined. So if you would compare this with cotton, or with KNF, or any other natural fiber, which has some less sustainable aspects, we are better.
So cotton is the most well-known and most used cellulose fiber, but then hemp is a perfect alternative because it can grow almost everywhere. I've been working in fashion for a long time, so I did a little material research, and then I read about hemp, which has so many positive properties for the wearer, that I bought a sample, I tried it, and I was sold immediately. It has a couple of similarities with cotton. It's breathable. Hemp is thermodynamical. It's UV resistant, so it lasts longer than your average cotton shirt, and it's really comfortable and really supple, so the more you wear it, the more soft it becomes. I think most people like that it's a special fabric. It feels different on your skin, it behaves in a different way, so that makes it an interesting object.
The plant is really robust, and so it can actually withstand and sustain itself in different climates and different soils.
I think there's more places in the world where you don't expect it, and there's a history of growing hemp. Most of the places throughout the world have kind of lost this cultivation of hemp, which, well, we all agree on is a shame, I guess.
The first mention of using cannabis medically is from almost 3000 BC.
The paints from Rembrandt are made on hemp. You know the name canvas? Canvas is cannabis.
When you look at industrial hemp, it could help alleviate some of these consequences from crops that require a lot of pesticides and cause a lot of environmental harm.
Hemp has a very good carbon footprint. The plant is from itself very good self-protected, so it has less influences for fungus or diseases.
And while doing so, it improves the soil because the roots are taking micronutrients from the deeper soil and bringing it to the superficial layers. So this is like crazy credentials for this plant.
We wanted to go full-fledged to be fully integrated and have our own facility and own it from seed to sale all the way through the life cycle.
I'm Ross King. I'm the CEO of Kind Roots Botanicals. We have our extraction facility here in Ray, Colorado, and our farm 7 miles down the road. The biggest obstacle in the hemp industry is dollars. It's a very expensive business to get into. People think you can just put the plant in the ground and it will grow like a weed. It doesn't.
You have to figure out how to stay below that 0.3% THC, because if you are found growing hemp that is higher than 0.3% THC, then you're growing a Federal 1 drug.
Well, you need a process, a set of rules for how you'll handle that. So otherwise, what you do is you throw the grower, the farmer, into the marijuana situation, and he could be charged criminally.
Our whole business model is changing from us growing the crop on our own farm to teaching other farmers how to grow the crop on their farm and provide them with a standard operating procedure. And that way we can increase and expand our reach and our helping hand in these communities and hopefully bring some additional revenue.
Right now it's very lucrative. You can make a lot of money growing hemp. You're going to see some other crops that don't get planted if it comes in.
It's not about me, it's about what I can do for the community and especially the farmers.
If you look at industrial hemp as having agency, it needs to do a better job to educate people about not only its different uses, but how it could also help ensure that the environmental crisis we have today can be slowed down.
And I see disasters coming now in Canada and in America. They don't know how to harvest the straw. They don't know how to harvest the crop.
There's 80,000 acres of hemp being grown in Colorado this year. And with that many acres in the ground and that many people not knowing what they're doing with it, it's going to be a lot of people that are going to lose a lot of money.
They don't want to have more information. They don't ask for money. They know it all. So, and I always tell them, do you want to make the same mistake that we make in the past?
And the goal is to not only educate ourselves, but also be champions for hemp in our own culture, and then look at Colorado, look at the United States, look at North America, and then see what we can do as hemp ambassadors, as hemp champions, to ensure that wherever we go, whatever kind of discussions we have, we integrate industrial hemp, and we look at it, as I said earlier, as an opportunity to educate others, but also to promote social justice, to ensure that there's space for people if they want to pursue this, whether along business lines or along educational lines, that they have opportunities to do that.